Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 11 of Dogs on Skates. I'm J Dog. That is Andy. And that is it for the Canucks season. It was quite a roller coaster of a year. Unfortunately, it does not end in playoffs. But as hockey fans, we still get to enjoy the playoffs. So we got some stuff to look forward to still. But yeah, it was quite a finish. Potentially Brock Besser's final day in Vancouver, and one Mister Andy was there in potentially one of his last games in the blue and green.
Yeah. So the Canucks season is finally over. Is it mercifully over? It does feel like a little bit of relief,
Yeah, I
I
would say
think.
so.
It's one of those long drawn out things. It's felt like it's been over for a while, so now there's some closure, I guess. The Besser situation is interesting. It certainly seems like he's going to go. I think regardless he's going to hear what everybody else has to say. And maybe if it's true that what Alvin said at the trade deadline, that maybe there wasn't as much interest as Besser and his agent thought there was, maybe he does circle back around and think, okay, Vancouver's deal does look pretty good. It seems like he did leave the door open a little bit on the way out of that last game. Um, I
What?
guess he was. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
He was posed a question by a reporter about potentially being his last game and what did that mean, and he made, I don't have the quote here, but he made some kind of comment like, nothing's set in stone, and you know the door hasn't been closed on him coming back. So I don't think he's fully gone, but I think, like most people, I definitely think it's more likely than not that he's going to move on.
I wonder if that's partly his agent too, being like, "Hey, Brock, like, let's not reveal all of our plans here. Like, let's do some posturing and just set us back up into the neutral ground so that we don't lose any leverage on anything."
Yeah, I mean, convincing other teams that going back to Vancouver is still a valid option, like you say, could just be a ploy to make sure that he maximizes his value on the open market, which that's just good management.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what I hope for there. I think it always comes back to the money, and if you could get Besser on a cheap deal, I'd be happy to keep him. But I think maybe more than anything else, the roster just needs a bit more of a shakeup
Yeah.
and some fresh blood coming in. So
Would you take Brock Besser at 7 years at $8 million, or Nikolai Ehlers at 7 years at 7.25?
oh, I'm getting Ehlers for less money?
Correct.
Oh, Ehlers 100%.
Okay.
I would take Ehlers for more money than Besser.
Okay. So I'm with you. I think that's the right answer. I think Brock is going to be more expensive than Ehlers.
And that to me would be reason enough to let him go. I love Brock. I think personality wise he's a great guy. He's been a good foot soldier for the Canucks, but the Canucks need speed and they need guys that can make
Yeah.
stuff happen. And Ehlers does that,
Yeah.
and Besser doesn't.
I'm scared about how Besser's going to age because he doesn't exactly have good foot speed. He also doesn't see the ice great. He has a nose for the net and like getting those, but like he doesn't exactly like make plays. There's He's a pretty one-dimensional player in terms of he
Yes.
scores goals. I wouldn't say he's great defensively. He's not a centerman. Like he doesn't do the penalty kill. Like there's not really a lot. He doesn't bring speed. Like there's not a lot that rounds out his game. He's a pretty one-dimensional player. I mean, he's an amazing human being. Um,
What really is the difference then between he and Jake DeBrusk?
right. It's so
And
true.
and you signed DeBrusk for five and a quarter, was
Yeah,
it? Five and a
five
half?
and a half, something like that. And Bert DeBrusque is a bit younger as well, I believe.
Yeah. So I mean, give me DeBrusk at five and a half over Besser at
Who
eight.
who just scored more goals than Brock Besser this season,
Yeah.
and didn't need JT Miller as a centerman to do it.
Yeah. So I think that kind of says it all. I want more guys on this team that can make plays and make things happen. Like we saw Heedle come in and we're like, holy crap, this guy can actually make plays. He can make things happen. This is amazing. Like we're so starved for that
Yeah, it's so
on the
true.
Canucks right now that I'm like a I don't know, dehydrated plant in the desert, just
Shriveling.
crying out for some playmaking, some play driving guys. So just go
It's,
go and find me those guys.
yeah.
However, whatever that looks like, just yeah, bring me guys who can skate and can make things happen.
Guys that Quinn Hughes can help elevate. I feel like Quinn Hughes
Oh
struggles to
man,
elevate Brock Besser because that's a very different type of player.
very much so. So yeah, we were down there in Vancouver over the weekend. Um, Went down on Saturday, and on the drive down, I got to thinking about the baby Canucks and looked at their schedule, and sure enough, they were playing the Wranglers Saturday night. So I jumped on the old ticket reselling websites and snagged a couple of tickets for that game,
Nice, let's go.
which was pretty cool. They lost because, of course, they did. Points in 15 straight, and then we show up and they stink. Um,
Was it like what was the game like? I've never actually been to an Abbey Canucks game. What was the
it's good.
experience like?
It's good hockey. Like it's a clear step above what we're used to watching live in the dub. Um, but it's also clearly a step below the big leagues, right? She loves was in. He looked okay.
Okay.
Um, yeah. The second goal, it was 1-1 for a while. The second goal he let in, he almost got it. It was this huge, full stretch across the net, like full splits, just missed getting his toe
Oh,
on it. And then it was kind of wheels off from there. Um, but even up to that point, like he stopped a lot of shots, but he didn't look super confident doing it, which is, I think, the Shilovs we've seen when he's been up in Vancouver too.
yeah.
Just not a lot of confidence there. So made sense to me.
Or like unbelievable confidence. It's one extreme or the other. Yeah.
Yeah. So made sense then that for the big club, they brought up Tolopilo for his debut. And my son and I had seats right behind the bench. So as the players start to come out, I've got my camera out and I'm taking a little video. I'm like, wait, why did only two guys come out? And then I realized, oh, rookie laps,
That's so
because it
cool.
was Tolopilo and Kudrayavtsev both made their
Right.
NHL debuts Monday night versus the Sharks.
I don't know
Um,
if I've ever been a part of a rookie lap NHL game before.
yeah, I got totally blindsided by it. I knew there was a potential, depending on how the NCAA tournament worked out, that
Right.
Willander might be in. That's a whole other
Yeah.
conversation. What's
Yeah.
going on with those guys?
Hmm.
But it wasn't even on my radar that these guys were debuting. So that was pretty cool. I thought Kudrayevtsev acquitted himself quite nicely. Um, I think there's an NHL future there for him.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, prior to the game, we were just kind of hanging out around the arena. We bought our jerseys. Yeah, 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 we did.
That's
Um,
what's the name on the back?
oh, that's
Captain?
a big old
Captain
C
Quinn?
on the front.
Heck yeah.
Yes, sir. Um, yeah, and so we're just kind of hanging out by the side of the arena where the players come out of the parking garage, and there's a bunch of people gathered and waiting for hopefully to see a player. And one of the Sharks equipment managers is walking in with a trolley of equipment, a bunch of hockey bags, and probably 30 or 40 sticks taped up on top. And we're kind of chatting about it. And then he stops by the door, and a guy comes out, shakes his hand, starts chatting him up. And I go, oh, that's Coach Talkett.
No way.
And so, so we're just kind of watching
Rick
these guys
Sockets,
talk for
baby.
a bit. Rick Sockets. And then the autograph hounds just swarm. And I'm just
Oh
like, oh,
jeez.
this poor jerk. Like,
Yeah.
no matter where you go in a place like Vancouver, and he's a recognizable face for sure.
Yeah, totally.
So they were all over him, and we just kind of hung back. But then when he was done getting hounded by the autograph seekers, he was gonna go walk right past us, and so I kind of jump in front of him a little bit, say, "Hey, can we get a quick picture?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, sure, jump in." And so the kids and I get in and get a quick picture with Rick Tockett, and
Heck
told
yeah.
him we drove down for the game and super sweet guy. Asked where we were coming from, how long we were staying. I told him about the little Connor Garland puppet we were going to have
Nice.
behind the bench, and he's like, "Oh, right on. Yeah, I'll talk to Gars. I'll have him look for you guys." And yeah, so super sweet guy. Very cool experience. Um, Becky pointed out afterwards that that's now consecutive Canucks coaches that we've had kind of a personal connection to.
Yes, I thought of that actually immediately as you sent it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had gotten one of those cameo appearances for my son from Bruce Boudreau, and that's how I asked my son to be the best man at my wedding. Was I
Hopefully
thought
Rick
Bruce
doesn't come to the
Boudreau?
same fate as
Yeah, yeah, I'm bad luck. No, but yeah, so that was super cool. We got a message from Bruce Boudreau, and then got to meet Rick Tocchet,
That's
which is very
insanely
cool.
cool. Yeah.
And then the other cool thing that happened at the game, I was so bummed out after two periods. I messaged J Dog and I'm like, these guys are allowed to score, right? Because my poor kid, he was at the Cougars game on Monday, game 7, they lost. We go to Abbey, they lose. And now we're in Vancouver against the Sharks, where we think it should be a slam dunk. Hughes should get like 12 points to shatter the record. And they're not even getting a goal for us.
So it's
But
one
then
nothing
they,
heading into the third. Is that
yeah,
right?
I think it was. And so then I'm complaining about this, and J Dog's like, no, it'll open up now. I'm predicting 3-2 in overtime. Well, he was right about the overtime, wrong about the score. Canucks did tie it up, send it to overtime, and Hughes did get in on the winner, getting an assist, which means that he tied the Vancouver
Yeah.
Canucks record for all time record for scoring by a defenseman with 409 points.
Tied Alex Edler. And he
Alex
said that
Edler.
I think he said that it was his first ever game when Alex Edler got that record, which is really cool. That's come full
Super
circle.
cool.
Yeah.
And if you watch the the interview of Quinn Hughes after the game, you see my little Connor Garland in the
Yes, I
background
saw that.
doing his
Yeah,
little fight, and the sign, so you can clearly see, the Dogs on Skates podcast making an appearance behind Quinn Hughes talking about
Let's
the
go.
record. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was a good experience. I'm glad they managed to at least win. Losing to the Sharks would have been really depressing. Way to
And who
go
got
out.
the goal for the Sharks?
Ah, yes. The hometown boy, Macklin Celebrini, with
I
us tonight.
want to say that might have been his first ever goal against the Canucks in Vancouver. I think it might have been.
I think you're right. I think he
That
had a couple of assists
that might have been
last
his
game.
first goal in his hometown. So that's
That was
pretty
a
neat.
beautiful shot. I mean, how you
Yeah.
let Macklin Celebrini get that open from there, I don't know. If it were me, I'd say maybe cover him, maybe.
Yeah.
But you guys do you. Great shot, super cool to see. Um, yeah, good experience all around. And then of course they come out and kind of lay an egg versus the Golden Knights to wrap it up, and it very much
Yeah.
looked to me like everybody was just playing out the season at
But
that
hey,
point.
Suter got another cha-ching.
I so badly wanted Sherwood to score
Yeah.
and get the assist by Hughes, just so that he breaks the record,
Yeah.
and then Sherwood would get 20 because he
Oh,
was sitting on
right. Of
19.
course. Yeah.
But it was cool that Suter got 25. I was
That
super
was really
happy for
neat.
him
Yeah.
there.
Suter happy. I was Suter
Yeah,
happy as well.
Suter happy. That guy's gonna get paid.
All right. So on to dog of the week.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Do
were
you
the one
want
in
to?
person. I feel like I don't know. I would probably give it to Pew Suter. Um, but I'm very open. I mean, to be fully honest, I've been very busy, and so I watched the games or most of the games, but not super closely because
I completely forgot the
yeah.
Vegas game was on until the third period. So we turned in to just watch them collapse, and I'm like, that feels about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I would probably do the same thing that the in-house uh, broadcast crew did for the game that we went to, which is just give it to Hughes,
Yeah.
right? Like he
Yeah. I
he
like
tied
that.
the record
Oh
in
yeah,
like
totally. Of
500
course.
fewer games than
That's
Edler, like
insane.
less than half the games, and he ties it. Um, and he was out there doing his Hughes things like all game long. He was trying to make things happen. And actually, one other thing that I observed from right behind the bench that I thought was really interesting: multiple shifts when Quinn Hughes came off the ice. You know how he sits there very stoically and
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
stares forward? I've never noticed it on camera, but he is vibrating. He is so upset when he's not making things happen or when he tries something
Mm,
and it doesn't work. That guy wants to win so
yeah.
badly that he's just yeah, vibrating on the
Wild.
bench.
That's super cool. That's new insight. You'd never catch that on TV.
Yeah. So very interesting. That's some dog behavior right there.
Hell yeah.
That
And
guy just
continuing to play,
wants
like
it so
despite
bad.
all of the injuries he's got, plays out the string after you've been eliminated. Like a
And
dog,
that's why I think
truly.
a lot of guys deserve honorable mentions. Like
Yeah.
Suter, same thing. Sherwood, same thing.
Yeah.
He was frustrating some of the Golden Knights guys because he was continuing to hit them. They're like, dude, you got the record, your team's out, but he's just like, I don't care. This is
Yeah.
how I play. This is what they pay me to do. I'm gonna be out here. I'm gonna perform.
Yeah.
And so I love that. So
Was it
um
fan appreciation night when you were there, or was that the Vegas night?
that was the Vegas night. It was
Did you
actually the
see
fan
them roll out
appreciation night
in
at the Abbey Nucks
Oh,
game that we
okay,
were
okay.
at.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you see them roll out Myers and PD?
Oof. So I think you sent me the video to that.
Oh, it was so awkward. It was so awkward.
That
I don't
was
think we can play it just due to like copyright issues, but
the mixture of cheers and booze for Petey was so uncomfortable.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to turn inside out for him.
Yeah.
I
I
don't.
know.
Oh
And I was
man.
like, I think this is an intentional decision to put these two guys out here, but I don't think it was the right one. I think I think that's a little maybe tone deaf or something.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's kind of the the biggest face of the franchise that
But he's not a
wasn't
very
on the ice.
charismatic dude. He's a kind of
He's not.
quiet guy that just wants to look at the floor and talk into the mic like this. I
And I mean,
yeah,
Quinn Hughes is a lot that way as well, but he has much more so embraced
it's
the
it's a different I don't know how to say it. Like there's a different way he holds himself when he's talking, especially like on behalf of the Canucks and on behalf of his team. He holds himself like a captain. Like he holds himself with kind of like a confidence in what he's saying and a like yeah, I'm the guy, but also hey, I'm like if he's saying an apology, it's like a like hey, we need to be better, and I'm really disappointed in myself, but we need to be better. With like Pedersen, and this is just a personality thing. I'm not like bashing him at all, but it's just kind of like a yeah, like just looking at the ground and talking quietly into the mic because he's just uncomfortable with it. But like you can't like that's not the face of a franchise. Like, nor is that a leader. Like that's a guy who can do good hockey things, but he's not that's not a leader.
Can you recall before Hughes was named captain that the discourse, should it be Hughes, should it be
Yeah.
Pedersen?
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Oh my goodness.
Like Hughes has been so good in the role, and I think you've touched on something here that bears that should be dove into a little bit further, and that's just the wholesale embrace of what it means to be an NHL player, a
Yeah.
leader on the team, right? And you see it from a lot of the top tier guys where it's not just you show up to the rink, an hour and a half before game time and you put on your gear and you go play hockey, but it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a way of being.
Yeah.
You are an NHL player. And part of that is doing whatever you can to be the best version of yourself that you can be. That's why you're paid. all that money.
And having like your role as a part of the team, right? The thing that you do that people look to you to be like, hey, you do this thing. Quinn Hughes, you were the leader, you kind of do everything. But like Kiefer Sherwood, you're energy guy, you're your glue guy. Same with Connor Garland. You look to these guys like Jake DeBrusk, you're the guy who goes to the net and you put pucks home around the net. That's perfect. We need that guy. Tyler Myers, that's a team, that's a guy that brings the team together, and is also, for the most part, I would say, has been very defensively responsible when he's been playing in his appropriate slotting. You need, like, I don't know what Pedersen's role is on the team.
But he needs to embrace something. He needs
Yeah,
to find an identity and embrace it, and he needs to embrace all of what it means to be an elite NHL player,
yeah,
or fans are going to hate him, whether it's Vancouver or if we ship him off to Buffalo or the Islanders or wherever he ends up. He is not going to be liked.
yeah.
He is going to be talked about as the worst contract, a guy that they regret getting, or he can really buy in and do what it takes to live up to the hype, the contract, the all of it. In which case, you'll be adored.
Yeah.
Like
Do
that's
something exceptionally well. At the very least, stay healthy. Like show up to every game. Like if you can't do anything right, then show up to the game. Like have something that sets you apart from the rest of the guys. The Sedins, they not only were great playmakers and they maybe lacked on physicality and some goal scoring and that sort of thing, but they had Iron Man streaks, like crazy Iron Man streaks. They found ways to separate themselves, like from the pack, from the rest of the guys, because all of these guys are good hockey players. What makes you different? What makes you an $11.5 million player?
and that's why I'm just so desperate for him to open himself up to the Sedines, for example. How just ask them. You guys had crazy Iron Man streaks. How'd you do it?
Yeah,
Teach
and
me. I want to be able to do that.
I mean, maybe he has. We don't know. I mean, it's not what is being said, but it's always hard to know exactly what is true if it's being said as well. But
I think that particular story was leaked for this very purpose,
yeah,
was to get people putting a bit of pressure on PD,
yeah,
like, wait, this guy's not listening to the Sedines,
yeah,
the Hall of Fame Sedines,
yeah,
who have a lot of parallels in careers
yeah.
with them.
But
Yeah.
anyway, it's a good segue because we can't always trust all of the reporting that comes from certain Canucks media, and we had one of those as well, featuring Mr. Tom Willander. Um, that was not exactly accurate as well. So during
Yeah.
the Canucks San Jose game, that the game that Andy was at, I see a report pop up from a reporter saying that Tom Willander is about to sign with the Canucks, and I'm like, oh, great, awesome! So he's going to come over and play for maybe Abbotsford or that sort of thing. And I send that over to Andy, and he's like, well, hold up a second, yeah, not maybe not accurate. And sure enough, a few minutes later, lots of sources coming out saying that was not exactly true. I've checked both sides. That's not exactly correct.
Yeah, I had been following the Willander stuff pretty closely because I was hoping that it was going to be his debut game at the Sharks. So I kind of had my ear to the ground a little bit on those developments, and everything I had read all throughout Monday was that nope, it's not happening. Um, and so when J Dog said, "Hey, they signed him," I'm like, "Oh man, it's not what I've been reading." And then sure enough, I think it was Frank Saravalli. He had to walk that one back, and he's like, "Well, I mean, I shouldn't have said that it was done. What I should have said was that it was, gonna get done, eventually." It's like,
The province
okay.
comes out as like, I've talked to both sides. They're not close. Neither of them said they're close. I'm like, oh, geez.
It's like that's a bold prediction, Frank, that
Yeah,
the first round pick is going to get signed by his NHL team. That hardly ever happens. Very bold of you to predict such a thing.
yeah.
But actually, speaking of prospects not signing, our other Boston University prospect, Aiden Celebrini,
Right,
also did not sign.
right. Yeah.
So I don't know what they're putting in these guys' heads over in Boston, but I don't like it very much.
Yeah, no kidding. It'd be like potentially it's just posturing and like negotiations and stuff. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. It's a
It's
little
just
different. Like
weird
yeah, usually it's they signed and you don't really think of it, and yeah,
because it's an entry level deal. It's not like they can hold out for millions of dollars. It's capped.
yeah,
You can only make so much on your entry level contract. So
yeah.
I don't really know. I don't really know what's going on, but I think it's another um, sign that if the Canucks are going to move off of one of their young defensemen to get help down the middle, as much as some people are super high on Willander, I'm super high on DPD. And I think
Mm,
Mancini's going to be a legit player. So if
yeah,
you can move Willander as part of a package and get some real help down the middle, I'm
I'm
into it.
open to it. Yeah, we have enough. Like we have enough great defensemen. You have to get like an awesome return because Willander is probably going to be a very solid defenseman. But
Yeah.
if it helps you, like ultimately, these guys aren't going to be Quinn Hughes. We have Quinn Hughes. If they help you get better with Quinn Hughes, that should ultimately be the goal, in my opinion.
If I can move Willander and get somebody who's cost controlled on a decent contract and is fairly young and gives us some stability down the middle for the foreseeable future, who can score, play with some pace, preferably win some GD face-offs. Like I'm into that. It's
Yeah,
just it's such an area of need. We're going to have to sacrifice from somewhere to address it because it's not going to be through free agency. I don't
yeah,
know. Who do you bring in free agency to fill that hole?
yep, totally agree.
Unless you're willing to get a mid 30s guy as a stopgap and hope that I don't know, Atu Ratu develops into a legit 2C. Don't get me wrong, he had a good year,
Like, yeah, I think
but
he can take Suter's spot on the 3C if we need him to. But
yep,
we need to then use that extra cap space to do other things with it. I think that's something we talked about previously. So far, my take that I had like a month ago about Atu like filling in that spot is like, okay, that's been aging well so far. I like this.
he's been so solid. I've been so pleasantly surprised. And you see the list of guys who got reassigned down to Abbotsford after the Canucks were eliminated, and it's like good for Abbotsford. Like here come
Yeah.
the troops, right?
Yeah. Reinforcements.
I might have to subscribe to some AHL TV package or something to tune into those playoffs instead.
Meat is back on the menu, boys.
Yeah, right? Man.
So good.
Doghouse. I'm gonna I'm gonna once again for the final maybe uh for the final Canucks doghouse, I am going to choose the 2024-2025 season.
Yeah. That
Just
was I had
the
the same
whole
thought.
damn
That was my
thing.
only choice as well, but I didn't want to get more like flack from you for for taking just a random.
You know, you opened the floodgates with your I think it was the Rick Tocchet
Was it Rick
pick.
right away? Yeah.
Yeah. Just out of the gate, it's like, okay, we're not gonna this has no rules. So we can get as
Yeah.
esoteric as we want with
Yeah.
this. It's fine.
I haven't fully forgiven Pedersen and Miller. I think specifically I would put the Pedersen Miller feud as fully rightfully in the doghouse. That's truly what has marred this season. Like when I think of this season, that is still the main thing that takes the joy out of this season. But
You're right. I mean, people talk about the injuries and the bad luck, but whatever. Every team gets injuries. Every team goes through stretches where they have bad luck. If you just didn't have that drama and these guys played to 75% of their average careers, we're in the playoffs. Like it's
yeah,
to me it's that cut and dry. So I like it. I'm glad the season is done. I think
me
it's not
too.
one that will be looked back on very fondly,
Quite
but
the
I think
opposite of the year before.
yeah, I think to be specific and to put a little finer a point on it, you're right. It's the Pedersen Miller drama that sank what could have and should have been a positive building
Yeah.
season. So
Yep, well, that's that. A couple things before we move to the dog park. A little update on the Victoria Royals. They are in the second round now and are up 2-1 on Spokane. So we're going to game 3 tonight. They started game 1, they went to double overtime and lost, and then they won game 2 and won game 3. So going to game 4 tonight. So that should be fun. But keeping
As for
rolling
the
there.
Cougars, I have heard that at least a couple of them have managed to straighten out their slices a little bit. So that's good news.
Golf jokes.
Little
Well
little
done.
golf
Well
humor
done.
for
I
you.
like it. I was like, slices. What is he talking food? I'm
Slices of what?
confused.
Now I'm
Pizza?
hungry again.
Yeah. And last thing, this morning, Ben Pope on Twitter tweeting out quotes from Connor Bedard about his feelings about resigning and stuff like that July 1st with the Blackhawks. Quote, I love it here. I have a great relationship with Kyle and everyone. I know that I want to be here for a long time. If I look a little sad on the bench, maybe people take it out of context. People that know me know that I love it here and really trust the direction we're going. Hey, if you get the first overall pick, you're probably not going to win the cup the first 2 years. It's an understanding of where you're at. When you lose, it makes winning a lot sweeter once you get there. So we're excited for that. So essentially, I'm not feeling hopeful that he's going to be coming to Vancouver, or at least signing with Vancouver anytime soon. Womp womp.
Can you imagine how good Bedard would look on the back of this, though?
Oh, I think he should have managed in it. But also, if he wants to be there and stay a Blackhawk, fill your boots, bud. And I hope that you lose every single year.
Yeah, that's I'm here for the pettiness. I thought the same thing because I'm imagining worst case scenarios where Quinn Hughes doesn't like the direction of the Canucks, and he's just like, you know what, it'd be really cool.
No.
Go
Nope.
playing in
Nope.
Jersey with the
Nuh-uh. You're not
bros.
going to ruin my day like that.
I like
uh,
that would become a blank black skate jersey so fast.
okay, you said the Bros, right? In New
Yeah.
Jersey? Okay, I was scared you were going to say go play with Bedard in Chicago.
No,
That's what I
no,
was my true fear was, but
that would be bad.
that would be
But
that would be atrocious. I can forgive Quinn for going to play with his brothers. That would yeah.
you there's a part of you that could be happy for him, a
Yeah.
small part.
I just
I
go get a Devils jersey immediately.
pretty much.
yeah.
Then I'm like, maybe they should just fully lean into like the Team USA, just like sell everything else, bring in Matthew and Brady Kachuk, and just have
Oh,
the
jeez.
Kachuk brothers and the Hughes brothers,
Bring in
and then
JT Miller.
just like fill in with miscellaneous pieces.
Oh, gross.
That would be
Ugh.
so nasty.
Yeah.
Anyways, just nightmare fuel.
yeah. All right. Well, that's that. And we're off to the dog park. All right. Welcome to the dog park. We are, being that it's the playoffs, going to be doing our playoff brackets. I do know NHL.com, and we are going to be starting off with Andy going
Aren't brackets
first.
great, J Dog?
They're
Don't
awesome.
you love
I
brackets?
really enjoy a good bracket.
I had a good time with the last bracket we did.
Yeah, me too. The last one we did, by the way, was the Jersey one, just so you remember, Andy.
Oh,
I also greatly
mean,
enjoyed the last
that,
bracket we did.
yeah. I mean, you did win.
I know you're trying to. That's true. I know you're trying to remind me of the March Madness bracket and make a joke there, but I'm not having it. All right, Andy. Let's start in the Western Central.
Okay, first of all, get the Leafs
division.
off of there. They don't need to be.
It auto-filled that way.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're gonna. All right. Well, let's just start in the East then, because
Sure.
I am gonna pick the Leafs to get out of round one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow.
I'm not hoping that happens. I think that it probably will.
Yeah.
Lightning.
Okay. So are we doing these brackets by how we hope they go, or by how we think they will go?
Oh no, it's got to be what we think.
Okay. Sounds
Right.
good.
Yeah, I think the Leafs will beat the Senators. I think the Senators will make a game of it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Lightning and Panthers, I think, will be a close
That's like
series.
I'm like that's 7 overtimes in game 7. Like that's it's so tight.
Yeah. I'm going to give it to Florida, though.
Okay.
Out west, the Jets and the Blues. It's so funny that those first two matchups in the West, you're going to lose two pretty good
Oh,
teams
I
right out of the
know.
gate.
I know.
I think the first team that's going to be lost is the. What did I say here? I can't even remember what my own bracket is.
Well,
Um,
you're just gonna have to decide.
yeah, I'm going to give it to the Jets.
Okay.
And then this one, yeah, I think a couple of weeks ago I would have said it's going to be really close, but now the Vancouver Canucks broke the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, they're
That
like
three
on a
goal
7 game
comeback,
skid or something. Yeah.
I think it was ever since the Vancouver game, wasn't it?
Something like that. It was
I don't
yeah,
think they've
pretty
won
close.
since.
No, I don't think so. I
So
don't think they won before it either, but yeah.
shut up, Jordan. Let me have this. This is the best thing to come out of this
It's
season.
true. It's true.
Colorado's going to win. They got Landeskog coming back. They're
Um
riding good
it,
vibes.
there was a podcaster that was talking about how incredibly
Oh,
awesome the
shut
Avs
up.
would look like if they got Landeskog back for the playoffs. And now everyone's talking about how good the Avs look with Landeskog back.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think Landeskog is going to be much of a factor. I think he's been out for
I
so long.
I don't know, man. You Nathan McKinnon made Rantanen look like a god. I think you put Landeskog out there, who that dude is just a gamer. I think he could do. I think everyone's giving him the benefit of the doubt. It's like, yeah, he hasn't played in 3 years, which is the very
Yeah,
reason he might just go absolutely off. But we'll see.
yeah. I think it's important to manage expectations with a guy
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
coming back over that long.
Totally.
Vegas and Minnesota. Sorry, J Dog. I think Minnesota's going to put up a fight, but the Golden Knights are going to take it.
Yeah, Minnesota just
And oh,
limping kind of into the playoffs a little bit. Though they got their players back now, so that'll throw a wrench into things potentially. But
potentially. I don't know if I've mentioned this before in any of our episodes, but do you know how much of a lifelong Kings fan I've been?
I have not.
Big, big fan.
Yeah,
Big
I
fan of the
I am too
Kings.
actually.
Yeah,
I am too.
go figure. Um, Not only do I desperately want them to win, I think they will.
I mean, what are the odds that the Oilers, who are majorly limping into the playoffs, are going to beat the Kings for the 4th season in a row in the first round?
Do you
That's a
remember
tall task.
when the Canucks finally slayed the Dragon and beat
Hmm.
Chicago? I think that was the third season.
I think so. Yeah.
They lost two in a row and then got pushed to the brink in year three.
Yeah.
So it was like 18 or 19 playoff games or something.
Yeah.
This is another year.
Yeah.
The Kings are going to be so hungry and they are so good at
And
home.
their young players that have been losing every year are just so much like Byfield and those kind of guys. Like they're so much better now. Yeah. So Kings.
Kings. Let's
Hell yeah.
do it, Kings.
So Jets in how many games?
Oh, I got to pick games too.
You sir.
Uh, all right, Jets in 6,
Okay.
Avs in 5,
Okay.
Golden Knights in 6,
Okay.
and Kings in a stressful 7.
Okay. All right. And over to the east to round it out, we got Capitals and Habs.
As much as part of me would like to see a Canadian team do really well, and I would much rather be Montreal than Toronto, I think the Capitals are going to win that one.
Okay. And Hurricanes Devils.
And that's going to be the Hurricanes.
Devils just got Dougie Hamilton back. And Andy does not care.
No.
Um,
Toronto over the Sens in 6, 7 for the Panthers, 6 for the Caps, and I'll do 6 for the Hurricanes.
okay. Off to round 2. We have the Jets and the Avalanche, a rematch of the first round battle from last year.
Yeah, this is or the second round is where Canada teams go to die this year. It's gonna be the Avs.
Okay. And Vegas, LA.
I think whichever team comes out of Edmonton and LA is gonna cakewalk through the second.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so I take the Kings.
Okay. Wow, I think there's some serious disrespect going to Vegas there, but okay.
Yeah, screw Vegas.
Apparently. Leafs, Panthers. I think
I will
I
take
going with
great
the
joy in
Shield.
the Panthers
Yeah, I figured.
winning that one.
And Capitals, Hurricanes.
And this one, oh, I find this one tough to call, but I'm going to give it to Ovi because he's feeling it.
Yep.
So I'll take the Caps.
Okay. Then we've got the Avalanche and the
Oh, I don't need
Kings.
to pick games on that one.
Nope, just the first round for games.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's fun. I'm gonna take the Avs over the Kings
Okay.
because I think they're just that good, and I'm taking Florida to go back to the finals.
Okay. And
But they are going to lose to the Avalanche,
wow.
and it is going to
Okay.
be a glorious moment for Landeskog.
I love it. Okay.
Oh, total number of goals in the final series. Okay. 39.
All right. Okay. Well, that wraps up that one, and we are off to my bracket now. All right. Now for my bracket. I'll be starting in the first round here in the Central. We got the Jets, we've got the Blues. I think the Jets are finally going to be able to get over the hump. They've got a lot of firepower, they've got an incredible goaltender, and they've got solid defense. And I think that the Blues pushed really hard to get to the playoffs and may have run out of gas a little bit. So I'm going to go the Jets. Stars, Avs, as you were saying, Stars hardcore skidding as the Avs just got a major boost from getting Landeskog back, and also all the players they got at the deadline seem to be really balling as well. So easy Avs for me. We got Vegas and Minnesota. I think that as much as Minnesota's like recent firepower with Kaprizov and Eriksson Ek are going to help, I think Vegas is just really good. And yeah, I think that the Kings are going to be able to finally overtake the Oilers. I don't think that the Oilers have the right mojo going into the playoffs. I think the Kings do, and I think the Kings are like determined to make sure and not lose for the fourth year in a row to the Oilers. Jets, I'm going to say in 6. Avalanche, I'm going to say in 5.
This
Vegas,
guy just copying my answers, everybody.
Vegas, I'm going to say in 6.
Of course he is.
And Kings, I'm going to say in 7.
Of course. This guy.
All right. Leafs, Senators. I think this is the year that the Leafs finally do something with their lives. I think that they beat the Senators. Like the Senators have their number though, so that's a very scary proposition for them. But Battle of Florida, I am actually going to take Tampa here.
Oh,
I think Tampa, Florida is quite banged up, and I think Tampa, after having a couple years of not getting very far, is like pretty motivated to get going here. Florida's had 2 runs all the way to the end of the Cup final. Last year they won it. Yeah, I'm gonna go Tampa here. Capitals, Montreal. I think that Montreal has got red hot at the right time. They've got Demidov, who looks insanely good in his first couple games with the Habs.
just don't ask me to back check.
Yeah. Don't. He doesn't need to do that. They've got defensemen and a goaltender. That's what those guys do. And the Capitals, I think, after the Ovechkin thing, have kind of just solidified a playoff spot and really haven't had much to play for in the last few weeks. I think that's a team where a lot of those guys don't have a ton of experience. Like a lot of their, like Dubois and a lot of those guys that just I think the hot start heading into the playoffs and the cooling down and Montreal is like rolling at the right time. I think the Habs upset the Capitals in the first round.
Montreal's got some good vibes going right
Yes,
now.
they sure do.
It'd be a
And
fun
then
time to be a
especially
Canadians
when you
fan.
get the Bell Center rocking, like, oh man. Hurricanes, Devils. I think the Devils are just too banged up, especially losing Jack Hughes. That's going to be pretty hard to come back from. So I think the Hurricanes are going to take that one. I'm taking Leafs and Sens in 7. I'm taking Lightning, Panthers in 7. Montreal Caps in 7. And Hurricanes, Devils in 5. Is that better? Is that a little different than your pick, Sandy?
That's a little different.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And I like it.
Um,
I think it's just as likely as
yeah.
mine. Yeah.
Now,
Good points.
Jets Avalanche in the second round. This is very tough. I'm gonna go.
He's going Avs. Don't let him fool you, people.
I'm gonna go Avs. I got my bluff got called. Um, as much as I want to be cheering for the
Yeah.
Jets. I think the Avs are just too powerful.
It'd be super
Um,
cool if they did win and go on a bit of a run. Good
yeah.
for them, but man, the Avs are
I think much like the Leafs, the Kings are going to finally get through the first round, be elated and gassed, and then get mowed over by Vegas in the second round.
interesting.
Um,
So
and
basically the exact opposite prediction of mine on that one. Okay.
exactly. Um, we got Leafs and Lightning. Leafs have actually had the Lightning's number for a few years now, regular season and
No,
playoffs. Yeah,
you're not.
I am doing it. I
You're
think the
not.
Leafs are finally getting through to the third round. Also, we got the Battle of Kakanyemi here with the Habs and the Hurricanes. I'm going to say that Montreal keeps balling out and makes it to the third
Oh my
round.
goodness.
Now
Oh.
we've got the Battle of Montreal and Toronto for a trip to the Stanley
Wow.
Cup final. And a rematch of a few years ago when Montreal came back from down 3-1 and beat Toronto. But first, Avalanche, Vegas. Again, I think the Avs are just too powerful. I'm with you. I like the Avs going through. I don't know
That
what to do
that
with
Eastern
this.
Conference team finals would be so good.
It would be so,
Leafs
so fun.
Canadians. Oh my goodness.
Um, yeah, it would be so, so fun. I really at this moment don't know how to pick this. I think the Montreal, like, when Montreal gets rolling, they just like roll, like they did it in 2020 when they went all the way to the finals versus Tampa. Like that team, once they get rolling, it's just like all good luck joins their way, and the Bell Center gets rocking, and it's weird. It's kind of like Vegas actually in a lot of ways. They just get momentum, and that rock starts rolling down the hill, and yeah. So I think that the Habs take out
Oh,
the Leafs. The Leafs choke in the third round and lose to the Habs again. And then we've got the Battle of Patrick Waugh with Patrick Waugh not
wow.
involved. And I'm going to say that the Avalanche take out the Habs. This is a very, very, very bold bracket, but
It's a bold East.
it's a bold East, yes.
Yeah.
Um, realistically, it'll be one of the Florida teams in the finals, but hey, I'm not here for that. Predict the number of goals. I think there's going to be a good amount of goals in the finals. If it goes, let's say, 5 games and there are 7 goals each, that's 35. Let's go 36. All right, that wraps up our bracket. We will track it and see how we do, and keep updating you as we go. That should be fun. Now we are off to the other part of the dog park.
Oh.
As Andy dies.
Wow. I think that was a bold bracket that you
Yeah,
put forward.
very bold. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I love it though. I really do.
I think as soon as this upset happens, though, then this upset can totally happen.
Oh, I think it becomes not even an upset at that point.
Yeah. And like the Leafs beating Tampa, like that's not an outrageous thought, especially like
No,
say that like these two teams just beat the crap out of each other and say Toronto
which
like
likely they would.
yeah, and say Toronto gets through in 5 and then they have Matthews a little bit healthy. Like I don't know, like it's there is a world where this can happen and it would be insane. It would be absolutely insane.
And you would look like a freaking
Yeah, I
genius.
sure would. The problem
Oh
is that like
man.
Minnesota would win and like St. Louis would win, and it would completely ruin my bracket on the other side because I chose the
Jason Robertson
favorites.
comes out with a bionic
Yeah,
leg, scores
exactly,
15 goals in the first round.
exactly.
Oh man. Yeah. No, there's some fun matchups there for sure.
Yeah.
That Eastern Conference final would tear the country apart.
Oh man, it would be.
Well,
It would be so
that
fun.
small portion of the country,
Yeah.
and all the rest of it would be like,
Yeah. We got an old Donnybrook going on here.
oh boy, it's a brouhaha.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay. All right. Well, that was fun. Now, next we've got lined up in the dog park is some blind rankings that Andy has whipped up for us.
Yeah, so I'm going to give J Dog 5 Canucks. He's going to blindly rank them 1 through 5, and he's going to rank them hopefully quickly, based on their on their, I'm going to call it surplus value. So how much did these guys like overperform their expectations or their contract?
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So this is like Canucks bang for the buck
Sure. Okay. Got
that
it.
they got.
And this is for players that, and it's evaluating this season, Canucks players this
Yes.
season. Okay.
Yes, sir. All right. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. 1 through 5, Jake DeBrusk.
3.
Philip Hronik.
5.
Pius Suter.
1.
Kevin Lankinen.
2.
And Kiefer Sherwood.
4.
That's a
I think
4.
I'm actually really happy with that. Whew.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I think I actually perfectly agree with that.
I think you nailed Hronik.
Yeah.
I think Sherwood probably should be above DeBrusk.
But DeBrusk is our leading scorer.
Yeah, but he's paid like 4 times what.
No.
Sherwood is.
What Sherwood's making 2 something? So he's making like double?
I thought Sherwood was 1.5.
Is he really?
Am I making that up?
Let's see. I'm looking it up right now. That would be a wildly cheap. 1.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sherwood is mad value.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see. Yeah, that's fair. I could see the move up to. But like,
but
what you
Lankinen
need more
too,
than
like,
anything is goals.
Yeah. And I mean, sure, Suter gets you 25, but Sherwood gets you 19.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a really good point.
Give me like a bottom 9 wingers of
yeah.
all Sherwood.
I think Sherwood provides like the center iceman and the incredible penalty killing though too that Kiefer doesn't, and Suter's only making like 2.2 or something like that. It's not that much more.
Yeah. And Lankinen, you've got Lankinen at 2, which seems high maybe initially because you probably have that $5-point-something million contract in your head.
Yeah.
But he's making peanuts.
Yeah. And it has been like one of like our best players for most of the year. Like he was the guy.
Could you imagine if it was Shilov's in all those starts instead
Lord.
of Lankinen? We'd be in a lottery position.
We'd be holding hands with like the San Jose Sharks right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a good ranking, man. Nicely done.
Thank you. All right. Now we're off to the draft. All right, welcome to the draft. And today's draft has been all prepped by Andy, so I'm going to actually send it over to him to let us know what we're going to be drafting.
Yeah, J Dog's prepared absolutely nothing, so this should be an easy win for me.
Exactly
I've
where I
felt
like
that
it.
way before. All right, so we are going to draft. We're packing to go camping in this
Woohoo!
draft. So, just as a quick rule of thumb, for example, if you wanted to draft alcohol, that gets you all alcohols,
Okay.
but not all drinks.
Okay.
Um, this isn't an exclusive list, so this doesn't mean that you can only pack these five things. This is the top five things.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Got it.
yeah,
So it's not like, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Although it would be interesting to do this as a survival version
It
where
sure
you
would.
can only
It
pack five
it
things.
really would. Yes, that's
Let's
an idea for the
circle
future
back
there.
around to that
Yeah,
one. I'm not
totally.
prepped for it, so we won't do it right
Oh,
now.
I think it's a
But
great idea. I'm not prepped for it either.
all right. First pick goes to me.
Okay.
Darn it. I hate
Okay.
getting the first pick in the draft.
Well,
Ooh, no. No, not in this one. I love it in this one.
okay.
Because in this one, Andy's taking himself a big ass RV.
Of course you are. So
Of course I am.
am I taking a cabin then? I'll take a house on a lake, please.
I don't know if you can take that somewhere to go
Take a
camping.
mobile home.
Can I offer you a tent? My
So
RV
you
has a
took RV.
refrigerator,
You took
a
RV,
toilet,
which is a
a
recreational vehicle.
bed.
You did not take fifth wheel, trailer,
No,
anything
no,
that's
no, no.
towed.
And that's why I specified alcohol gets you all alcohol. RV,
Gets you
all
all recreational
RVs.
vehicles,
Yes.
not
And so I
trailers.
Googled, is a tent trailer an RV? Yes, it is.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Truck campers, RVs.
Interesting. Was
Oh,
this
I
Chat
told you I
GBT
prepared
or
for this draft.
is this some kind of flawed AI you're using? Okay.
It's AI,
All
Andy
right. I
intelligence.
honestly have no issue going down, do some camping in California and bring my tent, camp on the beach. That sounds great. I'll take
Oh,
a
I know
tent.
you're a
That
sick
sounds
man.
wonderful.
J Dog did a like how long was your drive down with no AC
Down
that
to
you did?
California? Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
We went all the way down to LA without AC in August.
Like who does that?
Me.
And that's why I knew he wouldn't even be deterred by me taking an
No,
RV.
no
He'd be
issue at
like,
all.
"That's fine."
Honestly,
Yep.
it's less of a headache. I don't have to park it. I don't have to buy insurance. I don't have to do all the draining. Like, it's a lot of prep work to do an RV. I can just throw a tent in the back of the vehicle and get going.
He's an
Um,
animal. So you're taking a tent?
yes, sir. I will take a
All right.
tent now, and like I get all tents, so I'm gonna take a fairly good sized tent, and therefore I'm gonna be taking the king size double decker air mattress to go with it.
Wait, double decker?
Mm-hmm. So it's not just the single layer. They make them so they're twice the size. So it's all one piece, but it's essentially the size of a double. So it's like the
Like
size of
two
a
separate
normal.
air chambers?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it might even be one inch or air chamber, but it's shaped like it's two. It looks like it's two, but it's actually all one piece.
And what's the benefit to the double decker?
Oh, like if it goes low, you're not on the ground directly. It also gets you so you're not when you're standing up, you're not trying to peel yourself again off the ground. Like it's the same as just like sleeping in a bed essentially.
That's fair. As I get older, the ground gets further and further away. I don't know how that happens.
Well, it'd be really close if you're sleeping on the ground here. But you've got a RV without any beds.
RVs have beds? You can't find me an RV without a bed. Get out of here.
I tried.
Nice try. Um,
He's got a horse trailer.
don't think that's an RV. But my next pick, and I would not even leave the house with this. Don't even talk to me about going for a hike without this. And
It's gonna be
that's
bug
like
spray.
every kind of bug
Yeah.
deterrent.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
knew it. I
yeah.
knew it. I'm just gonna go
And if you're
camping in a
starting to
place
get
where
the
bugs
sense
aren't
that
bad.
if you're starting to get the sense that Andy doesn't go out much, you're right.
I think they knew that already.
I needed a draft that J Dog wouldn't have to really prep for, and he could just kind of seat of his pants it. And so here we are. Um, okay, I have bug deterrence. Now I'm going to go with lounge chairs
Yep.
or like camping chairs
Sure.
in general, but
Okay.
I'm thinking especially those like lounging ones where you can like lay back and your feet go up and you're like
Hmm.
almost in like a hammock.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hammock
Yep.
chairs. Yeah,
Yep.
it's my jam. Just put
Well,
those outside the awning of my RV and life's good. Hit up some bug spray. Whew,
you're basically just at home. This isn't
pretty
camping. This
much. Yep.
this guy's a fraud. Well, you just said my next pick. My next pick is going to be a hammock. Just the,
Ah,
the the tree hammocks. I'm actually just
okay.
like listing the things I take camping, basically.
I mean, it was mostly the point of the
Yep.
draft.
Yep. Um, and I'm going to be taking alcohol next.
Okay.
Yep. Enjoy having a brewski around the campfire or something. Sounds
Some of
pretty
us don't
nice.
need alcohol to have a good time, Jordan.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, because you're living in
Have a
your
better
mansion.
have a better time at home, but whatever. Oh boy. Okay, hammock and alcohol. Nice. Um,
I'll take that combo any day of the week.
my last two picks, I cannot leave out hot dogs.
Yeah.
The quintessential campfire food. Um,
Yep.
yeah, hot
So
dogs.
with my last pick, the
Hold
the
on,
issue
I get
is
another
you
pick.
get one more pick. Oh,
I
dang
get
it.
one more pick.
Okay.
Nice
You should have
try.
let me go, and then you could have snagged it. No, you wouldn't even know how to use it. Never mind. You're good.
Oh, now I'm just going to be insulted by what you pick. Wow. My last pick. Oh, okay. I'm going with a survival knife. Now years ago I got a fairly large, sturdy fixed blade
Mm-hmm.
knife. It's got a built-in fire starter, and that just gives me a little bit of security when I'm walking. Like I have no
When you're
realistic.
when you're walking around your RV, there might be a rat
Sometimes
pop
you
out
got
or
to walk
something.
through the bushes to go to the beach or something, get some firewood. Um,
Uh, where's my
gives me at least.
pavement?
Well, yeah, I don't want to twist my ankle. I didn't pack
Uh,
hiking boots. It makes sure I can start a fire. It gives me at least a fighting chance against some sort of animal attack,
mm,
I guess. Not that I'm
mm.
under any illusions that I'm taking down like a grizzly or something, but
In case
if
a
a
squirrel
grizzly
attacks
comes
them
at
or
me,
something.
I would rather have a knife than not have one. Plus, then I've got something to whittle down sticks for the hot dogs. Um, yeah, and it just makes you feel a little tougher, a little more like you're roughing it when you're going to sleep in your big ass RV.
With all the doors locked, and he's got a surveillance system set around it.
Yep. The satellite aimed just right. Yep. Yep.
Oh, geez. Okay, so I have done four selections, correct?
Correct. Last pick of the
Okay, so
draft
last
goes
pick.
to
So
you.
it's tough because I want something. I haven't picked any food items yet, but I also want I want something fun to do as well. Like so far, I've got basically where I'm going to be sleeping. Um, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that, and I think the way to do it is to take like the whole fishing setup, fishing rod and lures and such.
Hmm.
Because that not only is a really good time, and I can do that for weeks on end, but it also will give me the food I want to eat while I'm camping. So it's kind of a two birds, one stone pick. And I said that Andy probably wouldn't know how to use it, especially my fly rod. I think I'm probably right.
You're very right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be real embarrassing to go fishing with me. I will not lie.
But you've got the RV with your hot dogs, so, and your giant knife to open up the hot dog package, so you're set.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's a big brain move. I'm all for things that can be multiple choices, like how my RV eliminates the need for, packing a cooler for my drink because
Ah,
it's got
mm-hmm,
a fridge. It
mm-hmm.
avoids the need for the double decker air mattress because it's got beds. So I'm all for that stuff. Um, I would pack so much water, it's not even funny. Because especially if I'm out camping, it's probably warm, which means I'm probably going to sweat a ton. So I'd go through a ton of water, and I would not want to go anywhere without a really decent flashlight. And it's
Ah,
amazing what a difference a good flashlight can make. Not one of
yeah,
those like three AAA clickers from the dollar store,
yeah.
but like a real flashlight.
It's so true. Yeah. I would take like a good book for
Hmm?
camping is great. So a board game is always a good time. Um, I mean, like a grill is really handy.
No doubt,
But
no doubt.
there's endless camping items we can be selecting.
Yeah.
I could be here all day.
But I think that what we've kind of covered, maybe a little more on the sports equipment, football, some gloves and a ball, a couple of disc golf discs,
Yeah,
find somewhere to play.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, mostly I get bored, so I just stay home.
You need to figure out how to fish, and then you won't get bored.
I do enjoy fishing when I've gone. Um, it's a very
Yeah,
zen
yeah,
thing.
it is. Until you're getting chased by a grizzly bear, a little less than then.
And then I'll be glad to have my survival knife.
To throw it at him and run away.
Pretty
All right,
much.
that wraps up episode 11 of Dogs on Skates. Click like if you liked it. Click
No, it
subscribe.
doesn't. Wait. That
Whoa,
wraps
whoa,
up the
whoa!
draft. We need
Is
to
there something
recap
else?
Tuesday.
Oh, wow. Okay, false
Yeah.
close. Never mind.
False close. Okay. So we had a guest star last week,
Yeah.
Mr. Ty. He joined us for the episode. He participated in Tuesday and did not do well.
Well, that's not good because I
Actually,
think we picked similar. Dang it.
yeah, nobody did great.
Okay.
It's kind of funny how it shook out. So Ty ended up with 4 out of 10. Um, again, I didn't have Maggie choose again, but going home team only, 4 out of 10.
Oh wow.
Not a great
Yeah.
week for
Well, I mean,
Maggie.
it's a terrible week for trying to pick. I think I talked about this and you fought me on it like 3 weeks ago. Picking in the last week of the year is atrocious because
Oh
the
yeah,
the good teams are not going to play hard and the bad teams have nothing to lose. So you might as well play out your season difficult.
yeah. And I mean, you even saw some stuff in like the Canucks game versus the Golden Knights. Like, I know that game went the way everybody probably expected it to. You could see, like, I think the second Vegas goal that might have been a high stick. You could see Tuckett was just like, "No, we're good.
Yeah, yeah,
Just get the clock running again."
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. We're just getting through this.
Um, so given the difficulty, I think it's not awful that you and I both went, of course, five
Five
of
for
10
10. Oh my goodness.
to end up
Of
both
course.
an identical 35 of 70 for 50% on the
No
nose,
way.
both of us.
What?
Yeah.
That's
70 games,
wild.
70. Yeah.
That's
50-50.
insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay. Well, I guess we maybe okay, I
Yay.
guess we boot the prize or punishment to who wins the bracket because there
Yeah.
won't be a tie there.
No.
So I think we move
I
it down
mean,
the
it's
line.
highly unlikely.
Yeah,
Well, no,
extraordinarily
we
unlikely.
couldn't because we're similar enough in the
Yeah,
West
I think it's extraordinarily
and we're
unlikely
so
because there's
different on
different
the
point
East.
systems for each round too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Well, there you go.
yeah.
We suck. So we finished at 50%.
No, we don't suck. We are exactly average.
That's not good. Because I was thinking about this. I'm like, if you just randomly picked a team, you'd probably get somewhere close to 50-50. And we couldn't beat a completely random pick, despite knowing at least a little about hockey and following it
Just
again,
shows
at least a
shows how
little,
random it is.
right?
We're talking about a
And
little rubber puck, and it's getting slapped around by like a whole bunch of dudes on an ice surface.
you think all the times the puck hits a post or
Uh
a
huh.
crossbar, right? Or just goes off the goalie's cheater or something.
That's
Like
like, it's
it's
absurd, the chances of us exactly both 50-50 after 70 games. That's insane.
I was thinking about it on the drive down for some reason. We were looking at Canucks goaltenders and, well, this guy had an 890 save percentage, but this guy's a little over 900. You know how insignificant that difference is? It's like every couple of games, maybe he lets in one more goal than the other guy.
Yeah,
Every couple of games.
it's wild.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ty finished at 40%, you and I at 50, and Maggie finished a much more respectable
100%.
65%.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Well, I think, am I right now?
Now
That
that
officially wraps up
wraps
episode
up.
11. Please click like if you liked it. Click subscribe. I'm going to be heading off on a beach vacation in a little town in north of San Diego with my family this week. So we were going to try and figure out our podcast schedule for next week. Might be doing it from down there. We're going to kind of see how it all goes, but if not, we'll be back to normal recording here soon. Yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Peace.